I'm begging you!
Her cries echoed through the forest, but hatred was louder. They called her witch. They said she had stolen all the love and affection their parents gave them. She must die, one of them hissed. At midday, Zara, the youngest sister, spoke with a curious smile. Let's bury her alive. Lillian, the second sister, nodded furiously. I hate her so much. I would do anything to get rid of her. But what they didn't know was this. This child was no ordinary girl, and the decision they were about to make would shock the entire kingdom. Let's go back to how it all began. But before I continue, please kindly subscribe, like, share and comment. This keeps me encouraged. Also, do let me know where you are watching from. I would like to know which part of the world my amazing friends are watching from. So kindly sit back and enjoy this beautiful story. The sun burned furiously over the village of Fuzuru Kingdom, so hot that the red earth cracked beneath bare feet. In the small clay hut lived Chief Douglas and his wife Amara. They had 3 daughters, and Mr. and Mrs. Douglas had been looking for a male child. For many years, Amara had struggled to conceive again. So one evening, she went to the river, knelt beside the water and cried bitterly. "Oh, great river spirits," she begged, "give me a male child, even if it's one." She cried. The river began to grow. From its depth rose the river goddess, who spoke gently. "You will bear a child unlike any other. She will change your family forever." So 9 months later, Amara gave birth to another baby girl named Omarisha. From the moment Omarisha was born, it was clear she was special. Her hair was long, dark and glowing, wrapping softly around her tiny body. When she smiled, her hair shimmered like gold. When she cried, loud clouds covered the sky. As Omarisha grew, her hair grew with her, longer than any girl's in the village, flowing behind her like a black river. At the market, elders whispered, "The spirit has blessed this child." But inside her own home, Omarisha was not a blessing. She was a target. Her sisters Dara, Lillian and Zara despised her so much. "Look at her," Dara sneezed. "She walked like a queen." "Mother protects her," Lillian complained. "She doesn't scrub the floors like we do." Zara's hatred burned the hottest. "Father loves her more. She gets the best food, the best place to sleep. As long as she lives, we will never shine." Omarisha felt the hatred in the house. She tried to be kind, doing their chores, sharing her beads, but the kinder she became, the deeper their hatred grew. They were not ugly girls, but their hearts were made of dry wood, just waiting for a spark of envy to set them on fire. They hated Omarisha so much. So one morning, the sisters walked to the river to get water. Omarisha walked with them. She carried a heavy pot on her head. But she walked like a queen. Her long hair was wrapped in a beautiful cloth. Zara whispered to the others, "She thinks she is so special. Mother is too afraid Omarisha would trap on that long hair." "It is not fair," Dara said. Her eyes were very angry. "All the boys in the village bring gifts for her. I am the oldest." So one sunny afternoon, when the sun was so hot even lizards hid under rocks, their chance came. Their father was at the farm. Their mother was at the market. Dara smiled sweetly and said, "Omarisha, we find beautiful red flower in the forest. They would look perfect in your hair. Omarisha's eyes sparkled. She loved flowers. So they led her deep into the bush, past the village, past the goats, until the forest stinked and the air smelled of damp earth. Then she saw it, a deep pit, dark and cold. "There are no flowers, are there?" Omarisha whispered. Their smiles vanished. "You think you are special," Zara screamed, grabbing Omarisha's long hair. "Let's see how special you are in the ground." They pushed her. Omarisha screamed as she fell, crushing into the darkness. Branches and leaves were thrown over the pit. "Goodbye," Dara shouted. "The village will forget you." They returned home claiming a wild beast had killed her. Her parents were so devastated. They cried and cried and cried because they loved Omarisha so much. In the pit, Omarisha cried until her voice was gone. Then she heard a sound. A deep, gentle voice asked, "Who is down there?" Out of the shadow appeared a huge black monkey with sad human eyes. He rescued her. "I have a place where no one will hurt you," he said. He hid her in a tall stone tower with no doors, high above the forest. Each night he returned with food, calling out, "Hoot, hoot, clack." Over time, Omarisha stopped seeing a beast. She saw kindness. So one night, she kissed him. A bright light like the sun filled the tower. Omarisha had to cover her eyes. There was a loud whole sound like the wind. When the light went away, Omarisha gasped. The monkey was gone. Standing in front of her was a very handsome man. He wore royal clothes made of gold. His skin was smooth, and he was tall and strong. "Who are you?" Omarisha asked, her mouth wide open. The man smiled. It was the same kind smile the monkey had. "My name is Prince Ikenna," he said. "Your kiss broke the heavy chain on my soul. A long time ago, I was very mean," he whispered. "I was proud. I thought I was better than everyone. A spirit saw my heart and said, 'If you want to act like a beast, you will look like a beast.' And then, poof, I became a monkey." Omarisha was so happy she cried, but deep down she was also scared. She remembered her sisters. She remembered the pit. "Come with me to my kingdom. Let me give you the life your family denied you. You will be loved and worshipped," Prince Ikenna said. "We must go back to my village first," Omarisha said. "I want my mother and father to know I am alive." Prince Ikenna took her hand. "We will go, and I will protect you." Omarisha and Prince Ikenna walked out of the forest. The prince held her tightly. He looked so brave in his gold clothes. Omarisha felt like she was in a beautiful dream. Soon they saw the red dust of Uzuru Kingdom. They saw the houses and the marketplace. When the people saw Omarisha, they dropped their baskets. "Omarisha is alive," they shouted. "The girl with the black long hair has returned." Omarisha's mother and father ran out of their houses. They cried and hugged her. They could not believe their eyes. But standing behind them were the three sisters, Zara, Lillian, and Dara. Their faces did not have a smile. Their faces were green with fear and red with anger. But Omarisha did not say anything to her parents. She kept quiet. "How is she alive?" Lillian whispered, her voice like a snake. "And look at that man," Zara hissed. "He is a prince. She fell in a hole and found a kingdom. It is not fair, the prince too tall." "I am Prince Ikenna," he told the family. "Omarisha saved my life. I want to take her to my palace. I want to show her my kingdom." The sisters could not take it. The jealousy inside them grew so big that it felt like it would burst. That night, before Omarisha could leave for the palace, the sisters went to her room. Omarisha was sitting by the window brushing her long, beautiful hair. She looked so happy. Sister Dara said, stepping into the room. She was hiding something behind her back. It was a sharp, rustic knife. "We are so sorry," Dara said, but her eyes were cold. "Please find a place in your heart to forgive us." Omarisha turned around to smile at them. "I forgive you. I love you so much. Let us brush your hair one last time before you go to the palace," Zara said. Before Omarisha could know what's happening, Zara grabbed the long hair and cut it off. The beautiful sick hair fell to the ground like dead leaves. "Now you are ugly," Lillian laughed. "Now the prince will not want you." But then something terrible happened. The air in the room turned ice cold. The hair on the floor began to wrinkle. It didn't stay as hair. It turned green and scary. A strand of hair became small, angry green snakes. The snakes were like a crown on Omarisha's head. They grew out of her scalp. Instead of soft hair, she now had hundreds of hissing snakes on her head. Omarisha looked at her sisters. Her eyes were glowing with a strange, scary light. When Zara looked into Omarisha's eyes, Zara froze. She didn't just stop moving. Her skin turned to grey stone. She was now a statue of a girl froze in a mean laugh. A monster. The two sisters screamed. They ran out of the house, trampling over themselves. Omarisha looked in a mirror and let out a loud, painful cry. She saw the snakes wiggling on her head. She saw her scary eyes. "I am a monster," she sobbed. She was so scared that she ran. She ran out of the village. She ran back into the dark bush. She didn't want the prince to see her like this. She ran all the way back to the tall stone tower and climbed to the very top. She sat in the dark, covering her head with an old cloth, crying until her eyes were red. Suddenly, she heard a sound from below. Hoot, hoot, clack. It was the signal. The prince had found her. "Omarisha, drop down your hair," he called out. "I have no hair." Omarisha yelled back, her voice breaking. "Go away, I am a monster. If you look at me, you will turn to stone like my sister." But the prince did not go away. He was very strong. He used his hands and feet to climb the stone walls. He didn't care if it was dangerous. He screamed through the window and stood in the room. Omarisha was huddled in the corner. "Don't look at me," she begged. The prince walked towards her. The snakes on Omarisha's head were hissing loudly. They were ready to bite. Their eyes were yellow and mean. But the prince didn't look at the snakes. He looked straight into Omarisha's crying eyes. "When I was a monkey, you didn't run away," he said softly. "You saw the man inside the fall. Now let me see the girl inside the snakes." He reached out and took her face in his hands. He didn't turn to stone. Why? Because his love was too strong for any cause. He leaned in and kissed her gently on her lips. As soon as his lips touched her skin, the snakes stopped hissing. They began to shrink. One by one, they turned back into soft gold silk. Her hair grew long again. flowing all the way down to the floor, even more beautiful than before. Omarisha was herself again. The prince took Omarisha to the palace, but he did not forget what the sisters did. He sent his guard to the village to pick up the stone statue of Zara. He placed it right at the front of the big palace gate for everyone to see. He hung a wooden sign around the statue's neck. It said, "Here stands a girl who had a heart of stone, so now her body is stoned too." The two other sisters, Dara and Lillian, were not allowed to be rich. To pay for their meanness, they had to work as servants in the palace. Every morning, when they walked through the gate to start their chores, they had to look at their sister made of stone. They had to remember that hate only brings coldness. Omarisha and Prince Ikenna lived very happily. Moral of this story: the sun does not beg permission to shine. The river does not stop flowing because of stones. If you dig a pit for another, you may fall into it yourself. A heart of gold will always find a crown, but a heart of stone will always turn cold. Thank you for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe and also turn off your notification button to be notified when I post more interesting stories like this.